Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in for this webinar on how to participate and win in hackathons. Myself, G. Doshi, and we'll be starting off in the next couple of minutes. We're just awaiting a few more participants to join in. Meanwhile, can I expect a yes from you guys in the comment box if I'm clearly audible and visible to you all? Thank you, Aryan. Perfect. Thank you so much for your patience. We'll be starting off in next 2 minutes. Meanwhile, I would also request you if you could share this YouTube link with your peers so that even they can join in and get some learning outcomes of the out of this webinar. All right, so I think we are good to get started. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Jeet Doshi, and I've been an alumni of Vivekanand Education Society's Polytechnic Chamber. Today, we are organizing this webinar under VES Polytechnic in association with VSP Alumni Association, IIC Cell, and EDP Cell. The motive behind this webinar is to make you guys aware and walk you through on how you can participate and win in hackathons, which are happening across the nation. So to brief you guys about how you can participate and win in the hackathons, we have MangoDB. From Team MangoDB, we have Vinit Shah, Avish Jain, Hetvi Solanki, and Drishti. So I welcome you guys on behalf of VES Polytechnic. They are the students of DJ Sangvi BTech Information Technology third year students. And in the past 1 year, they have been a winner of hackathon across the city. They have won multiple hackathons across the city. So with their experience, they would be bringing it on board and briefing you about of how you can participate. Also giving you some tips and tricks which you can use to win the hackathons. So I hand it over to Vinit Shah and Hetvi who would be taking this forward.
Thank you for the introduction, Deet. Yeah, so we have prepared a presentation for you guys from where we'll be briefing you about the hackathon process right from the beginning till the very end. Can you go to the next slide, Deet? Yeah. So the presentation outline what we'll be covering throughout this hackathon are 4 questions: what, why, how, and which. So what are hackathons? Why to participate in hackathons? How to participate in hackathons? And which are the hackathons that are prevalent? So let's address the first question right now. What are hackathons? So, hackathons are basically events where people engage in rapid and collaborative engineering. By rapid, what we mean is that since you'll be having only like a couple of hours to complete the product, maybe 24, maybe 48, depends upon the hackathon, but you'll not be having months and months to work on a project. So, that is what is meant by rapid. Next up, collaborative. Most of the hackathons require you to participate in a team. So that is what is meant by collaborative. You will form a team, work together, divide the work, and that is how you go about a hackathon. Next up, generally a hackathon ranges from 6 hours to 48 hours. Now this solely depends upon the organization which is, having the hackathon hosted at their place, but usually it's from 6 to 48 hours. Lastly, there are two modes of hackathons, one online and the other is offline, definitely. But we must always prefer going to offline hackathons as that gives you the working environment, deadline environment, how to go about in a team, how to judge in person. All of this happens in the offline mode more specifically. So always prefer going in the offline mode. Next slide, Jeet. Yeah, so Vineet will go about with why to participate. Vineet, you're not audible.
Right. Okay. Why to participate in an hackathon? Like that's the first question. Like why you should participate. So the very first and the very obvious reason is the prize money. That like if you win the prize money that comes with like winning, so it's a great opportunity to win some amount and make your parents proud. Okay. The next is resume building. Your resume. It's a very important aspect of building a resume. Like when you go for an interview, your resume is the first thing that is that like that is the first step to your interview, to your job, anything. Even if you are going for masters, if you are going for placements, resume is the first step to your process. So resume building, it helps in building your resume. You can write in the resume like you have participated in a hackathon, you were in the top 10, you won the hackathon. Okay, the next is internship opportunities. Many companies come like when you are in the top 10 or when you win an hackathon, when you win a hackathon. So there are companies who offer you internships. All of us have been provided internships by companies, and that is a very easy way of getting internships rather than applying, like rather than trying everywhere to get internship opportunities. Next is team building. In any company or in any workplace you will go, the first skill that they'll see that you have or you do not have is team building, or how you are as a team player. Like are you a good, like can you resolve conflicts within a team? So when you participate in a hackathon, you come across like you come across many situations where your opinions are clashed. You get in a fight with the other team members, like on deciding the what to add and what to not add. So that is when you learn how to resolve conflicts and how to work in a team. So that improves your team building. Like when you go for an interview, you say that I did this, I am a team player, you show your skill, but you need something to back that skill. So that is where a hackathon journey comes in place, where like, you can just explain them that I participated in a hackathon, I was in a team, I solved conflicts, I worked with a team. That is how you back your skills. Okay, the next is experience and exposure. You get exposed to many situations, you get exposed to the errors that come across within 24 hours. You get the experience of knowing like within like working within your community, and that is an important skill to have. Okay, next slide. Okay. Working in strict deadlines, as Hetvi said, that hackathons usually range from 6 to 24 or 6 to 48 hours. Working in strict deadlines is very important because you have a limited time to build the product. And even if you are in a company, if you are in a if you apply for internships, what they require is to build the product within like within the deadline. So if you are good, like if you can show that I have built such products, I have done such work within 24 hours or within 48 hours, they know that you are hardworking and you can focus on your work. So that is a very important skill you need to have, and while you participate, you learn that skill. Even if you don't like, even if you are not focused right now, that is one skill that you learn if you participate in a hackathon. Okay, the next is developers community. When you participate in an hackathon, there are like around 200 to 300 people around you who are doing like who are in the same field as you are, and you get to learn a lot of things. You get to meet new people, and that is a very important skill to have when you build your network. Networking is a very important skill because you get referrals from them, you learn new things. If you're stuck in something, they are the ones who will help you out. If you're known in your community, there are people who will help you out, and there are people you will be helping out, which increases your contacts, which builds your contacts, and that helps you while you're applying for different companies or different internships. Okay, next is recognition among your peers and faculties. So if you are winning, every friend and every teacher will know you, and will like you'll be recognized by everyone, as we are we're pretty like our teachers are pretty happy with us. For an example, if we don't submit an assignment on time, our teachers like just allow us, and they're like, "हाँ ठीक है, तुम लोग हो तो चलेगा, एक दिन बात कर लेना." So that is something you get as a reward. And you all then like the last one, you all then take sessions like us next year or whenever you win. And okay, I'll pass on to Avish.
So I'll tell you how to participate in a hackathon. Yeah, next slide. A3.
Okay, so this one slide I'll explain you in short. So this is how you participate and go about just in the beginning stage. So first thing what you have to do is introspect. So while your skills aren't true, that means while you do not have some skills within yourself, what you need to do is you need to explore domains. Just find out a domain which suits you, which suits your interest, and what you think you can do for a good amount of time. So once you have found out that domain which interests you, you can learn those skills which are particular and dominant in that domain. After your learning skills and while you develop a set of skills, next what you have to do is just select that domain. Yes, this is a domain that I want to work for, and this is the domain that I will choose while going to hackathons. And then once you have chosen a domain, once you have got the relevant skills for the domain, what you can do is simply go to a hackathon, choose that particular domain, make a product with your skills that you've developed over the time, and you can win. So the same thing is written in short in the next slide, which Abish will explain.
Yeah, so the same things are written here. So first you should know your skills and select an appropriate domain. If you are unsure about domains, so select a domain and learn about that. If you do like it, then go ahead with that domain. If you do not like it, you can change the domain. And another important thing is you should learn version control systems like Git and GitHub. They are very important for collaborating in a hackathon. Yeah, next slide. So I'll tell you about forming teams. So for forming teams, it is not like you have to form teams with your friends and just go do their time pass. So it's not like that. You have to form teams according to your strengths. You should select teams which you should select people for your team which who add to your strengths, and so that you can do better. So for the do's, choose a team according to your domain. So if you are in the web domain and you select a guy from app, that will not work, right? So you should select a team according to your domain. You should focus on a single tech stack. So if you are doing merge stack for web, so like if you take a guy from Django, that it won't work like that. So focus on a single tech stack. Choose people that provide best value for the team. Choose people like you have to take the people that provide the best value, and divide the work and start learning accordingly. If you want to form teams within your friends, so you can divide the work among your friends. Like I will do front end, you will do back end. You can divide that and start learning accordingly. And yeah, don't have to form teams just because you're the friends. You don't have to focus on multiple tech stacks. You don't have to limit yourself to people from your batch. So the world is a big place, right? So you have to form teams, you have to connect with people, you have to form teams with people from different branches, different colleges. Yeah, and connecting with them directly in the hackathon. So making connections is a big win in a hackathon. Yeah.
Just to add, while you're forming teams with someone from not your college or not your batch, what you need not do is just don't go to the hackathon directly and then discuss what you know and what I know. So the skills need to be discussed previously itself. The skills, the experience, everything needs to be discussed with your team members previously. Just for example, if you all want to participate in a team because you all are friends. Even we are friends and we participate in a team just because we can get to spend time together, but you have to do that smartly. If you all do not have any skills as of now, what you can do is just get with a group together, divide the work accordingly. You learn this part, I learn this part, and once you are done with that, what you can do is simply you will develop the skills and you can participate in a team of friends. So this is how you need to go about while forming teams. Next slide, please. So Drishti will tell you about this PS selection.
Okay, so first of all, when you go in a hackathon, there are multiple PS that are provided to you. You have to give your preference to the different problem statements that are given. So, how do you go about choosing a problem statement? So, first of all, play on your strengths. See which is the PS in which you can add major like impactful features in. Which are the PS in which you will have a very a greater advantage as compared to other teams. Be very quick and alert. When you are provided with all the problem statements, you have to give them your preferences within a very short amount of time. So make sure that you are quick so that uh, you get a problem statement of your own preference. As I mentioned, add maximum features so that you have an edge over others. Even the judges will be impressed that you could add so much in the 24 hours. Then comes the discussion. Brainstorm your ideas. Ask your team members what they are thinking. If there's some idea that you have, present it to them. Be open to opinions. Maybe there's something that you are not able to look at, which your team members might be able to see that this might uh, be a problem or might be an advantage. So make sure you do that. Prioritize the features. Add maximum features, as many features as you can, and decide a flow of events. That what how are you going to go about it? Just don't be a mess. Don't be very organized and divide the work amongst yourselves. That okay, this person is going to handle the back end, this person is going to handle the front end. So divide the work accordingly.
Just to add, the Technothon event that will be taking place right now, the format for the PS would be on their site. You will be seeing a list of a few different PS, and they'll be listing down all the PS problem statements there itself. There are software, hardware, everything. What you have to do is you and your team need to go about all those single PS and then shortlist the ones which you feel you can do the best. You can add maximum features. It is feasible by you, and then based on that you have to choose that single PS. So this is how you need to go about in the Technothon event. So next is the implementation part. So while implementing, what you have to do is not four people will work on the same thing, right? That doesn't make sense. That is not efficient at all. What you'll be doing is you'll be dividing the work, and that's how you'll conquer. So divide and conquer. Just divide some work to a different set of people should be working on different things. Next, use reusable products, something which you need not waste time there on the hackathon, something that you can do previously at home, which are some things which are reusable all the time. So you can do that at home, and the major features that you need to implement that can be done right there at the time of hackathon. So, for example, for software people, if you all might be building a website or an app, what you'll be doing is you will be having register feature and login feature for every website or an app. So what you can do is such features can be implemented at home itself. The code for that can be written at home. So similarly, the same goes for hardware domain as well. The software domain can write some reusable codes at home. Same goes for the hardware team. Lastly is for the software people that you need to make your UI, where user interface, very clean. And for the hardware people, I say that make your product very easy to use and very easy to understand. Anyone looking at your product should immediately come to know that yes, this is the thing that is built for, this is what I need to do next, and this would happen when I do that next. Lastly is the presentation. So presentation is one of the most important parts of your product building and of your hackathon. If you feel that you have made a good presentation, then your chances of winning are very high, and yes, that's true. But if you feel that you have built a good product and presentation doesn't even hold any importance, then you are very wrong. Presentation holds a very great importance while in hackathons. So first you need to focus on features. इधर उधर की बातें when you do, it just bores out the judges and all the listeners who are listening to your presentation. Focus on the features, be on point. Use some words that can be sounding very intelligent. So for
Technical.
example, you can, for people who are in the software field, you all can use words like dynamic, prefetched. So these are some sets of words that you need to research for yourself, and you can use in those presentations just to sound more technically aware. And for hardware people, the same applies to you. Next is prepare well. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए when you are presenting, two or three people are talking simultaneously. That gives a very wrong impression. You all must have seen in Shark Tank, everything is based on pitch, right? One product who is pitched well gains the most amount of investments. Doesn't even matter if the product was that good or not. Sometimes very great products also do not get investment because they weren't pitched well. So that is why you need to pitch your product very well. Prepare your presentation well in advance. If not, like 2 or 3 days before, of course, you'll not have that much of time. But what you can do is half an hour before going to the presentation, just divide who will be saying what, and make sure that no more than two people are presenting at the same time. Don't all four of you don't go and present. It should be only one or maximum two. Lastly, be in sync. And the climax, when you feel it's over, it is not. So I'll ask Vinny to share an example of what happened with us.
Yeah, so we went for an hackathon that was in Sardar Patel, that is SPIT Andheri. So all four of us are from the technical field, like we are software developers. So the three of them are like they are good web developers, and I am the one who develops the app. So they did not know much about the app development part, and I did not know much about the web development part. So for the like we got a bit late. So what the point mentioned before, that you have to be quick and alert while selecting your problem statement and while filling the preference form. So we got the PS that we didn't want, like the problem statement that we did not want. So we got a problem statement that was in app development, and in our team there were three people who did not know anything about app development. So there were like 4 to 5 teams that faced the same situation, and all of them they just left left the college, and they went home
They left the
like
hackathon. They did not want to
they left the
participate in
hackathon.
the hackathon.
Right. So they just thought that it's not possible and we'll not be able to do it. But all four of us decided, like we two of us were like nahi nahi hoga, chale jate hai ghar pe, and Hetvi and Avish were like nahi kar lenge, we'll try something and we'll learn something new. So they three of them started installing, like for 8 hours we installed something. We installed Android Studio. If you know that in app development we need Android Studio. So for 8 hours we were installing everything to develop. Then they started learning. Like for 24 hours, there were a lot of times where we left hope that it's not possible, it's over, we'll not win. It's not. It's like it's not great that we got this problem statement, but we still kept on going. They did something new, and we won. Right. So that is what we mean by that is what we mean when we say when you feel it's over, it is not. You have to keep trying, and you do not need to lose hope. Okay, so the next is like the types of hackathon. I'll let Avish explain it.
So there are different types of hackathons. Local hackathons. Local hackathons are basically hackathons conducted by colleges at college level. So like the Technothon is a local level hackathon. Datathons are basically hackathons that use data science in that have particular domain as data science for them. ML hackathons means machine learning hackathons. So there is machine learning in that. Blockchain hackathons use blockchain. In local hackathons there are different types of domains. In these hackathons there are only particular domains. National and international hackathons, so they are like Smart India hackathon, which uh, like it's a national level hackathon, and there are also international level hackathons and MNCs hackathons. So some companies conduct hackathons to recruit recruit the recruit people for the job for the company. So they conduct hackathons, and the next is Technothon by VESP. Next slide.
For a MNC hackathon, I'd like to give the example of JP Morgan. So JP Morgan recruits interns as well as freshers through their hackathon, which is Code for Good. If you all might know, this Code for Good event takes place where there are, after 2 or 3 rounds of shortlisting, the final round is the hackathon round. And the hackathon round, they analyze how good of a team builder you are, how good of a team leader you are, how well can you work in a team. So that is where the hackathon takes place. MNCs, multinational companies like JP Morgan does recruitment through hackathons only. So this is why we are stressing on the importance of hackathons and how important it is to work and build a team. So a few hacks from our side. Ask mentors and friends for potential features. So if you feel any person that you know is from that particular domain of the problem statement that you have received, just call them. Just call them and ask what problems you're facing, what potential features do you think we can add despite the ones that we already have implemented. Keep asking people for their advices. Next, do not expose your ideas to everyone. Like there might be times where your friends might come to your workplace and they might ask you, what have you implemented? Show your features, tell me what you have done. Do not share everything because at that time they are your competitors more than your friends. So you need not release everything, you need not expose everything. Many a times you do not even tell everything to your mentors. For example, let's say there is Avish is the mentor for 3 teams. One is led by Vineet, one is led by me, and one is led by Drishti. So what can happen is when Avish goes to Vineet and learns about the potential features that Vineet will be implementing, then what he can do is he can learn all those features. And let's say he comes to me next, and if I ask the mentor that what features do I have not implemented yet, and what do you think we can do, Avish might take out one feature from Vineet and tell it to me. So what happens is the unique feature of Vineet is not unique anymore. That will be implemented by me also. So do not expose everything to your mentor as well because mentors are not the ones who will be judging you. Mentors are just there to guide you and help you if you have stuck anywhere or something like that.
Okay, one
Lastly,
thing I'd like to add, in some of the hackathons, mentors might judge you, so you'll have to be smart enough to know that the mentors are judging you or only helping you.
yeah. Next, UI features and pitch all carry equal importance. So since it's software and hardware, I'll say the look of the product, the features that the product has, and how you pitch it. Literally all three carry equal importance. ऐसा नहीं कि खाली features ही अच्छे हैं और pitch कैसे भी किया तो चलेगा. No, you will not win.
Okay,
And
and the next point is take Hetvi to pitch and lead. So what we mean by this is, in our team there is Heti, who's good at presenting the product, who's good at building the product. Like basically, she's an all-rounder. So in every team, what we'd like you all to have is someone who can do everything, who is good at everything, who is not only focused on a particular thing. They can present well, they can pitch well, they can lead well, they can implement features, they can brainstorm new ideas, they can listen to everyone, they can like just help everyone out with everything. That is what we mean by this. And the last thing is have fun. Just go there and try to have fun. Don't be too stressed like while building a product. Be in a good, like all of us have fun while building the product. So that is why we keep going in hackathons and we like participating and competing. That's
that's it from our side.
All right, thank you so much, MangoDB. That was a detailed walkthrough on how we can participate and some good hacks which you can utilize to win your hackathons. Thank you so much. Next up, I'd like to walk you through Technothon 2023. So, as I mentioned, I've been an alumni of Vivekanand Education Society's Polytechnic, and under VES Polytechnic Alumni Association, we are organizing this event that is Technothon 2023. So you might be wondering of what Technothon is. So it is a 24 hours hackathon, but it is exclusively for the Polytechnic students. So this is definitely first of its kind hackathon which is happening in Mumbai, which is exclusively for the Polytechnic students from all streams of engineering. So it'll be having we have problem statements which are related to computer department, for civil department, for electrical, mechanical, and so on. So I just walk you through on how Technothon would be and what process would be following for the same. So for your reference, you can also check out our website, which is technothon2023.tech. I would request my team to drop the website on the comment box as well so that it becomes easier for all my viewers to check those out. So, how can you participate in Technothon? So, first thing which comes up is team formation. uh, Krish, for all the question and answer, would be having a separate Q&A round by the end of it. So I hope you stay till the end and we'll be discussing all your question and answers. Thank you. So the first process is to build a team. Forming a team, our team MangoDB has already guided you on how we can form the team, what are the do's and don'ts for forming a team. So using those do's and don'ts, you can form your team. Once you have formed a team, here down, if you check it out, we have nearly 9 problem statements which are uploaded on our website. You can check out all the problem statements, and the problem statements which you feel is the most suitable, for which you can provide the best possible solution and provide solution which are more than the problem setter's expectations. You can opt for the problem statement. Once you have opted for the problem statement, right above here you can see this apply now button, using which you can apply for the hackathon. Once you click on it, you'd be redirected to a Google form which would be asking for your team details, all your team members details, and a presentation on the proposed problem statement. So for the same, we have also uploaded a reference template PPT here, which you can make use of. You can edit the same presentation and upload it while making the application. And once you have submitted your application, the pre-screening would be taking place on the basis of the idea which you have proposed, the content which you have proposed in your presentation. On the basis of that, would be selecting students, and the teams which are selected for the grand finale would be called up to a college, that is VS Polytechnic here in Chembur, Mumbai. Would be calling them up for a 24 hours live hackathon where they would be preparing their prototype, their product, and they would be presenting it to our judges. So for more details, I insist you guys to check out the website. Just the quick heads up, the last date for registration is 14th of April. The registrations have already started. The registration and idea submission ends on 14th April. So all the Polytechnic students who are interested to on how get started in the world of hackathons, I think this can be the right opportunity for you guys. This can be a right opportunity for you guys to build a base in the world of hackathon. Get started with this, gain confidence, and you can definitely go up to national and international level hackathons as well. So yeah, that was all from my side. The dais is all open for the questions. Whatever questions you have with respect to Technothon, with respect to in general hackathons, you can drop it in the group on the chat box. Sorry. So Aryan, when is the hackathon? The hackathon is scheduled on 29 and 30 of April. Okay, so Mohammed has asked, it is mandatory to complete the project, or we can just complete the problem statement module with functionalities. Okay, so with respect to Technothon, you'd be having quite good time because we'd be releasing the selected teams approximately a week before the hackathon. So you'd be having a week to develop your product. However, in case if you're not able to develop the entire product, we recommend you to have minimum of 65% of the product ready because while judging for the winners, one of the criteria which is taken care is how scalable the product is and how quickly it can be implemented in real world. So the more developed your product is, the more are the chances of you winning the hackathon. Not just Technothon, but in all the hackathons that happen across the nation. So the problem statements are already released on our website. You can take certain references, but I'm sure you won't be able to find the exact product because all the problem statements which we have mentioned on our website are provided by the experts and are provided by companies, corporate companies, and these are the products that they have been looking for since a while. So all the problems you won't be able to find the entire product, but yeah, definitely you can find uh, certain modules of it, and we recommend you using those modules to build a better product. So how should I decide the problem statement for Technothon? So for while you go for any of the hackathon, especially for Technothon, two things which you need to keep in mind while selecting the problem statement is while the problem statements are given, there are certain expectations which are mentioned, like this are the expected solutions. So first thing you need to consider is whether you'd be able to meet their expectation, whether you'd be able to provide the right expected solutions which are expected by the problem statement. Once that checkbox is ticked, second thing we need to consider is what more can you provide? What are the innovations which you can bring in? So just for an example, if I am a problem stater, I have stated one problem, and if you come to me asking that this is your proposed solution, so if you would have provided a solution which is more than my expectation, more than what I had thought of, I would definitely be looking forward to have you in the finale to work on the product, to build the product completely. So what exactly do you mean by 24 hours hackathon? So what we mean by 24 hours hackathons. So hackathons are of different types. As Hetu had mentioned in the first slide itself, hackathons range from 6 hours to 48 hours. So during those time, you are supposed to be at the venue. You are supposed to be at the venue of hackathon. You are supposed to build product on your provided problem statement. There are multiple judging rounds. There are multiple mentoring rounds wherein the mentors come up and provide you suggestions to implement certain more features onto your product, which you can implement during those 24 or 36 or 48 hours. You can implement those, and by the end of the hackathon tenure, you would be giving a presentation which is pretty similar to the one in Shark Tank, for example. So you'd be presenting your idea to the judges, and you'd be uh, reviewing how reliable the solution and what how good it is to go to implement in the real world. So Krish has asked that can one first year student of Polytechnic participate? Yes, definitely. The Technothon is open for all the Polytechnic students from all years of engineering and diploma and all streams of engineering. So first year, second year, third year, irrespective of your year of study, you can definitely participate in it. Can we form a team of students from different college? I'm sorry, but we won't be allowing teams from different colleges. Uh, it is recommended to have a team from the same college. We won't be allowing inter-college team. However, we recommend you having inter-department team because that helps to bring in different expertise as well as a different networking. So that would be recommended department like a civil, person collaborating with the mechanical department or electrical department to meet the right problem solution. Can we fill the form more than one time by selecting different PS to increase the chances of getting selected? No, would recommend you filling the form for only one problem statement, as it helps the organizers as well to select the participants, select the finale members. And I would recommend you, if you have three different problem statement, choose the best one to which you can provide more of innovation, more of your innovation above the expected solution, and fill out the form and apply for that particular problem statement. Is it possible if I want to change my PPT after getting uploaded? So, for a security reasons, we have not kept edit rights. So, in case if you want to change the presentation or the idea you have submitted, you can definitely refill the form, and we won't mind deleting the duplicate record. So, you can refill the form and reapply for the Technothon 2023. Our team has no girl members, so we are still able to participate. I'm sorry, Mohammed, but for Technothon especially, we have kept the rule of one female participant, just to encourage women participation in the hackathon. So, in case if you are not able to find a girl member, you can probably reach out to the faculty members and ask them. They would be definitely helping you out to suggest people, suggest girls from the college who can participate with you. That member can be anyone from the college. They can be of any department or any year. So Aryan is asking that how many members are required in a team. So to participate in Technothon 2023, you need to form a team of 4 members, not minimum, not maximum, a complete team of 4 members, which should have minimum one female member. More than one female member would be appreciated, but at least a female member. One female member is mandatory. All right, so I think that answers most of the questions. In case if there are any more questions, sure, Nadim, I will ask my team to drop in the website URL in the comment section. However, you can also check out technothon2023.tech. So on the banner below the video presentation, you'd be able to see the link of our website. It is technothon2023.tech. Yes, all the first year students can take part. It doesn't matter of which year you belong to. It just depends on your skill set and your willingness to participate and win the hackathon. If you are genuinely interested, we at VS Polytechnic would be overwhelmed to mentor you, to guide you through the right path and help you participate and win the hackathon. A contact number is also displayed on the banner below in case if anyone would like to reach out. You can reach out to me directly, and if there is any mentorship or guidance required, we'd be happy to help you guys. Krish, I'm sorry, we won't be able to really reveal who the judges would be, but what I can assure you for now is the judges and the mentors would be from the corporate. There would be experts who are working in their domain since more than 3 years, at least 3 years, and they would be there to judge you, to mentor you. But since this is the first time most of you would be participating, you did not be afraid of the judging. The judging won't be as strict as that. We'll try to be as lenient. We'll be more focusing on your skills. We'll be more focusing on your efforts which you have put up to build the product. So I understand that being a first year, you might not be so familiar with the technical terms. However, there are many e-courses that are available. YouTube can be the best source for you to learn, for you or for anyone to learn any technical term or any of the tech stack. You can refer to YouTube. On one search, you'd be able to get a list of videos which you can refer through, and I'm sure the YouTube videos would be able to help you to get some knowledge. So for all the Polytechnic students who are watching this live video or who would be referring this later, I'd like to insist you that the the hackathon, the world of hackathon is very big, and you definitely need some place where you can get started. So Technothon 2023 can definitely be a great platform to have you to build your base and just make a wise use of it. Get started, and as you build confidence, you'll be definitely able to reach out to national and international level hackathons as well. All right, last 2 minutes before we conclude this webinar. In case if there are any more questions, you can quickly drop those in the comment box. I and MangoDB team here would be more than happy to help you guys with any of your questions. Last 2 minutes. In case if there is anything, you can drop in the chat comment box. Rachna, I understand that being in first year, you definitely won't be able to get expertise in both front end and back end. However, you can get started, and as you get along, you'd be learning it. Aaron, what info you are not able to get? So for this question, for the question of how you can, you do not have, you face problems with backend, I'd like Hetvi to share one of her experience of how she started with the backend. Hetvi, if you can just help her out. Thank you.
Yeah, so even I found backend difficult in the initial days of me starting to learn coding. But after a few projects, what I feel is that backend is way more easier than front end. You guys might not agree as of now, but one of my teammates, Avish, who also does backend along with me, we both agree that backend is easier than front end. So one possible way of how to go about it is just take up some random video from YouTube who is explaining well about how the backend part goes. Just write the code along with him. Just copy the code, just type in what he is typing. Do not copy paste the code, but just type along with him. You will not understand one single word that is writing. That's perfectly fine. That's absolutely fine. But once you build two or three different projects from different people, you'll slowly, get to know what he's writing, what does this term stand for. Trust me, the process is this simple. Even I did not understand one single word of what I wrote for the first backend code that I had written. But trust the process. Just copy and write two or three different projects ka backend ka code, and you'll be good to go.
Thank you so much, Hetvi. I hope Rachna that solves your doubt as well. Any more questions, guys? We are close to concluding the webinar. All right, so I think most of the questions are covered. On behalf of VS Polytechnic, on behalf of VS Polytechnic Alumni Association, IIC Cell, and EDP Cell, I would like to thank Team MangoDB, consisting of Vinit Shah, Avish Jain, Hetvi Solanki, and Drishti Dingani. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to have you on this webinar to address our audience. And I'm sure all the students who have been watching this video would have got a good walkthrough on how they can get started with Hackathon. And in case if there is anything which is required from us, in case if there is any guidance or mentorship, you can definitely reach out to us. I sincerely insist you guys to check out our website technothon2023.tech. And if you find any more confusions, you can reach out to us directly. Our email ID is also mentioned on the website. You can make a use of it and you can reach out to us directly. All right, so that brings us to the end of this webinar. Thank you so much for being a great audience. It was a pleasure to have you guys to view the webinar, and I hope to see you guys participating in Technothon 2023. Thank you so much. This is Jeet Doshi, the event head of Technothon 2023, signing off. Thank you. Goodbye.